this, and this is kind of drives down. South Detroit or something like this. So I don't know exactly where it is, but I'm just gonna make a quick video here. I'm gonna make another one with the mic. It's been like I kind of found a way to make it work a little bit. We'll see how that goes. So yeah, you see, it's kind of a depressing city in a lot of ways. There's a lot of these buildings that are abandoned, and there's a whole history behind that. And of course, when we look at my war on poverty plan, it's very clear that this is one of those cities that could really benefit from it. You know, food programs, with the farming programs, the food program jobs, the rehabs, you know, the vice taxes, affordable vice taxes, luxury taxes, the wealth taxes, the affordable housing programs, what have you. And of course, part of my greater war on poverty plan is to restructure the school system for people who need a lighter load, people who need a more practical workload, what have you. So it's interesting, right, where this is the first video I'm making here in Detroit, and it says Highland Park Medical Center, right, Highland Park, right, where the righteous land, right, the Igbo land. And so when we look at the various aspects of the war on poverty plan, how it focuses on the housing, the food, there's also a healthcare analysis plan that complements it very well. You see that every city, you know, really benefits from it. The poor really benefit from it. The rich benefit from it because they have a problem with their fragility and guilt, and it helps them address these things and really put an end to poverty, put an end to the suffering, the unnecessary suffering, to help address the preventable deaths that we see occurring here in this country. And a lot of them are just very nonsensical. They have to do with people giving up, committing suicide, overdosing on drugs because of the issues that are unaddressed that we see getting worse and worse, and there are certain domino effects associated with it. So just like back in California, they make it harder for me to talk and to do my thing. You know, gang stalking is a little bit different out here. The crowd's a little rougher, people a bit more serious, and you know, whatever the righteous man thinks about is what I think about it. I give respect where it's due and what have you. So I am kind of saddened. I'm almost in disbelief that I'm out here instead of back in California. And there's a lot of things, you know, to get used to. The demographics are different. The atmosphere is different. The way people think is different. And there's a lot of interesting things here. I think that one thing that took me by surprise is Detroit is so sparsely populated. You know, you think of Detroit as like a major city where it's densely populated and what have you. You think of it as a poor city, absolutely like Cleveland, but there's nothing like being here and seeing it myself in a way that isn't just passing through, but I live in this area. It didn't take me very long to get there. Okay, and I'll be making more videos here in the future. Today there was a lot of fog in the sky. The sun hit me silver there. It was a little hard on my eyes. I think that is going to be hard on me in the future as well, whether or not there's fog from what I gather. And I'm going to have to come up with a way to deal with that. And so I can keep coming out here, keep making videos, and keep doing what I got to do, you know. So as we look at the various models, you know, Biden and Trump both didn't present sound models to address poverty. My model is sound because they don't really care about people. They're politicians. I focus on universal pinpoint and moral precision. That is my religion. Universal pinpoint and moral precision. And of course, Marshall is marital scramble, and I, Christ, and the bridegroom, the Son of God. The one God sent to give people their last chance to repent. And as they kept kind of messing up, as they kept refusing to do the right thing, we eventually came across a point where it's not logical for people to reproduce. And part of it is how they neglect immigrants, how they neglect black people, how they neglect the poor. I mean, look at all these empty places, right? They're for rent, and no one's moving in because they know that Detroit's about 75% black. And some of the surrounding towns have similar demographics, and so they don't really invest in it out of a certain kind of spite for black people, which is wrong. Just because I'm a mulatto, you know, doesn't mean that that's the reason why I'm saying this. If I was white, if I was Jewish, if I was LGBT, if I was whatever, you know, whatever race, whatever sexual orientation, I'd say the same thing, because wrong is wrong. And whatever the righteous man thinks about the situation is what I think about it. Whatever God in man, in a human being, thinks about is what I think about. I am the Father, I one. So like every American, I'm very offended about how they're treating people according to how they're treating them. If they're racist and they're treating them a certain way, I'm offended by that. If they're treating them a certain way because they're immigrants, if they're treating them a certain way because they're poor, it's very offensive, it's very heartbreaking, and it's not fair. So, I knew that it was going to be a little hard on me to come out here today, and that when the sun started hitting me in the eyes, I was like, man, and I decided to keep going anyway. Okay, and so I found myself at this far in Detroit, but I'm going to have to kind of go back at some point because of my condition, and that's also, the governing class not doing the right thing. And I urge Donald Trump to open up a dialogue with me. Let's discuss this. Let's discuss this like grown men. Okay, what's going on is very silly. It's far beneath human beings for people to do what they're doing. The system is wrong. The system is unfair. The system is cruel. And I speak on this every day. My viewers know that I live the things I'm saying. I put myself out there, my top martial arts challenge, okay? I make claims that are difficult for a lot of people to make, especially if you have a certain sense of self-respect and dignity like I do. I take a lot of pride in doing God's work. Like it says in the Bible, boast in the Lord. Let the humble boast in the Lord. So if I am boasting, it's boasting in the Lord. But as we look at my war on poverty plan, and I touched bases with somebody yesterday about it, okay, it is sound. It is the solution. The solution is soul you shun. It's not right for them to shun me. It's not right for them to suppress my war on poverty plan. We need to debate these things. We need to get this thing going here. Okay, so now let me kind of end it here, and I'm gonna try it with the microphone. We'll see how it goes, and then I'll probably call it a day for making videos in public here. Oh, there's a Foot Locker. They have that back in, or they had that back in California. I think it got replaced. I don't know. When I was younger, there was a Foot Locker at Oak Ridge Mall. There was actually a street called Oak Ridge around here somewhere. That was interesting. It's interesting how the street names are very key here. So let's see what we got here on this wall here before we wrap this up. So it's a profound fight for the soul of black people, a defeated people, or a revolutionary people with a question mark. That's a good question right there. Okay, absolutely, absolutely. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up here. Give these people a little time to walk by so they don't feel like, intimidated by me. And then I'm gonna grab my microphone out the car. Oh, I have it on me right here. Okay, cool. So let me just end it here.